Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and able to understand the chapter in a good way with the help of these lectures. Today we will start a new and important topic which is nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are the biomolecules, means those molecules which are synthesized and present inside the living organisms. So nucleic acids are important biomolecule and essential component of every living cell. They are present and stored inside the nucleus of a cell. Nucleic acids are long chain molecules made up of nucleotides. As these are made up of repeated units of nucleotides, so nucleic acids are also known as biopolymers. Polymers are those molecules which are formed by the repeated units of small molecules. And in case of nucleic acids, the small molecules or monomers are nucleotides which repeatedly join together to form a long chain molecules of nucleic acids. In human body, we have different other biopolymers. For example, proteins are biopolymers which are made up of repeated units of amino acids. Starch is also a biopolymer which is formed by the repeated unit of glucose. Similarly, nucleic acids are important biopolymers of the human body which are made up of repeated units of nucleotides. So let's discuss what are nucleotides. Nucleotides are the basic unit of nucleic acids. Nucleotide consists of three components: phosphate group, pentose sugar, and nitrogenous base. Pentose sugar means a carbohydrate or a sugar which have 5 carbons in it. You are very well familiar about the different types of sugars and carbohydrates, and the most common of them is the 6-carbon sugar which is known as hexoses. For example, glucose is the most common example of hexoses 6-carbon sugar. Now in case of nucleotides, we have a 5-carbon sugar known as pentose sugar. Now here we will discuss the structure of a pentose sugar. Pentose sugar in nucleic acid is a ring structure in which oxygen atom is present in the ring. Rest of the 4 carbons are present in the ring, and the numbering of pentose sugar starts from in a clockwise direction from the oxygen atom. The oxygen atom carbon atom right to oxygen is carbon number 1, then carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4 and carbon 5. 4 carbons are present inside the ring, whereas the 5th carbon of pentose sugar is present outside the ring. As a result, it forms a pentose sugar present inside the nucleic acid. In case of nucleic acids or nucleotides, we have 2 types of pentose sugars. This is an example of ribose sugar, in which carbon number 2 and carbon number 3 both are having hydroxyl functional groups attached with it. So this is known as a ribose sugar which is present in the RNA. Whereas a second type of pentose sugar is that in which carbon number 2 is having hydrogen atom and hydroxyl functional group is not attached here. So in this case, one oxygen atom is less in the pentose sugar. That's why it is also known as deoxyribose sugar, and this deoxyribose sugar is present in the DNA. So we can also remember that D for DNA and D for deoxyribose. Similarly, R for RNA and R for ribose sugar. So ribose sugar is present in the RNA and deoxyribose sugar is present in the DNA. Depending upon the difference in pentose sugar, we have two types of nucleic acids. First type of nucleic acid is DNA, also known as deoxyribonucleic acid. It is present inside the nucleus of a cell like a coiled noodle. Its structure was discovered by J. Watson and F. Crick in 1953. It is a long double-stranded molecule or a double helix form of DNA which consists of two chains. Each chain in a DNA is made up of repeated units of nucleotides. Here is a nucleotide unit of DNA which consists of phosphate group, deoxyribose sugar and a base. Means that ribose sugar which has one oxygen atom less in the structure. These units of nucleotides repeatedly join together to form a long chain of nucleic acids in case of DNA. And DNA is made up of two chains of nucleic acids which are attached together. With the help of this diagram, you can understand the structure of a DNA in a better way. This is a twisted double helix form of DNA. In this twisted double helix form, blue lines are representing the sugar phosphate backbone of DNA, whereas the orange lines are representing the base pairs. If we untwist this double helix form of DNA, it forms a step-ladder model of DNA. In this step-ladder model, vertical blue lines are representing the sugar phosphate backbone, whereas the orange horizontal lines are representing the base pairs of DNA. Now, in case of this model, nucleotide units repeatedly join together and form the sugar phosphate backbones, and as a result, two backbones are linked together with the help of nitrogenous bases. So when two chains are linked through the nitrogenous bases and wrapped around each other, they form a double helix form of DNA. And this double helix form of DNA is present inside the nucleus of a cell. Now here we will discuss what is the function of DNA. The main function of DNA is to store and codes genetic information of the body. It is a permanent storage place of genetic information inside the nucleus of the cell. It carries and stores all information of the cell and passes that information as instructions from one generation to another. That's why this DNA is also known as a genetic code of life. This DNA can determine the formation of a new cell, formation of an organism. It can also determine whether an organism is a man, tree or donkey, or whether a cell or a muscle is a muscle cell, nerve cell or any kind of tissue or cell of the organism. The second function of DNA is in the protein development of a new cell. The sequence of nitrogenous bases in DNA can determine the protein synthesis in a new cell. The double helix form of DNA ensures that no disorder takes place during the formation of new cell. As a result, DNA can also determine the synthesis of RNA, which is responsible for the synthesis of protein. So, DNA is also responsible for the protein synthesis in a cell. If any type of errors are introduced into the gene or DNA, they result in the synthesis of faulty RNA. And when RNA is synthesized faulty, as a result it synthesizes the faulty proteins which do not function the way they are supposed to, or they function in a wrong way which is not required for the cell. So as a result, these type of disorders or diseases which are introduced in the gene or DNA are known as genetic disorders or genetic diseases. These genetic diseases or disorders can be transmitted from one generation to another with the help of DNA. So this is about the structure and function of DNA, and I hope you can easily able to understand about the DNA. Assalamu alaikum students. This is your continuation of previous video. In the first video you have studied about the first type of nucleic acid, which is DNA, known as deoxyribonucleic acid. Now in this video, we will discuss about the second type of nucleic acid, RNA, known as ribonucleic acid. Its structure is very similar to DNA, but the difference is only of one oxygen atom on sugar molecule, as you have seen in the previous video. In case of DNA, we have deoxyribose sugar, whereas in RNA, we have a ribose sugar. RNA is a single-stranded molecule, means that these nucleotides join together and form a single chain known as single-stranded nucleic acid molecule. Role of RNA is like a messenger. It is responsible for putting the genetic information to work in the cell to build the new proteins. It means it copies the information from the DNA inside the nucleus and passes that information to the cell outside the nucleus for protein synthesis. Hence, RNA is synthesized by DNA to transmit the genetic information. RNA receives the information from DNA in the form of codes, reads that codes and decodes that information and passes that information to the cell. As